I am Slick Nick, the living legend of hair loss, your personal hairline hero, and of course the red pill pusher of hair loss, and of course most recently, the bro scientist of hair loss. Let's get to it. This is the reason you're here. You want to see the new haircut, a shorter version of the Pompadour undercut. I specifically got 1.5 inches on top and a 1.5 guard on the sides and the back, disconnected. And this is the first time that I'm fixing my hair since coming back from getting my hair cut. So here's what I've got available. I've got a trusty comb. This is personally my favorite until I run out of this and then end up buying whatever else is at Marshall's for $4. But this is Woodley thickening fiber paste for fine or thinning hair. So that's what I'm gonna be using. And of course the towel. Once I get out of the shower, that I just kind of recklessly dry my hair kind of like that. Just kind of vaguely pushing it into the direction it'll go. So, and here's to a more candid look at my hairline. It's funny because I'm gonna go ahead and say it now before you get a chance to. Someone's gonna say this looks like Bert from Sesame Street, which I won't deny that. Until I fix my hair, it's gonna sort of look like Bert. I admit that. So again, it's 1.5 inches on top and 1.5 guard on the sides and the back. And since adopting this hairstyle earlier in the summer, 6-7 months ago, I've never had it this short. The shortest I've done is 2 inches, which I most recently did a couple months ago. And the longest I've had it up to was about 4 inches. So I thought I want to try a little bit shorter and see what I can get away with. I still want to make this hairstyle work, but also work with my hair situation. And as far as my hairline, there's more of I want to really be able to show you some. There we go. There's about how far it goes back. Now some would say, well, man, that's like a Norwood 3 you've got. Well, one theory to measure a Norwood 3 is that as far back as your hair goes, like for me it's right there. In theory, a Norwood 3 would actually be, this point would be closer to where the top of my ear begins. So that's one of the reasons why most would say I don't actually have a Norwood 3. At worst, it's more of a 2.5. So wanted to address that. Let's get to work. So I will keep this comb handy at the end. I like to do a little move there. And by the way, this is how I fix my hair. I'm not telling you how to fix your hair. People say, well, you're applying this wrong. You're supposed to put it all the way through your hair. I'm gonna do whatever I wanna do because I'm Nick Shell and I'm red pill. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get about that much. I don't really wanna go too heavy on the pomade. It's funny, the sun's coming out. There's a window behind this camera. That's really, I guess, perfect timing, right? For this. So I'm just gonna throw that aside for now. And this is how I choose to do the pomade. Instead of putting it all through my hair, I like to work with the natural kind of wave that I've got going on with my hair. And I'd like just to reinforce the sides. Almost treating this like a mohawk, just pushing it forward. And then of course pushing back the back, pushing forward the back. That's a very important, if not the important part about this hairstyle when you're fixing it and grooming it, is really making sure that that goes back. Now, this is a thinning spot in the back, not too bad, but it is there. That's one of the benefits of having this hairstyle, is it cuts that thinning part in half. And then by pushing that part forward, it sort of takes a lot of the tension off of that. So again, a benefit of that. All right, so now that I've got that taken care of, actually I am gonna grab a little bit more. That was less than I thought. All right, grab a little bit more of this. I don't like to overdo it. I like to, if anything, I wanna underdo it. I wanna almost give the illusion that I don't really have anything in any product in there. Okay, so I've reinforced the sides. Now, for the top part, I want to push this over. Now, granted, with it being shorter now, it's sort of by default kind of sticking up and doing that sort of thing now. So we're wanting to make this look not like Bert from Sesame Street. We want to make it look cool and almost like a version of a mohawk. We're not denying the hairline here at all. If anything, we're doing this right, making it look more like a widow's peak. And some of my viewers even, I got that comment even today, someone says, you don't have a receding hairline, you have a widow's peak. Well, however you perceive this, what we definitely see, if I move my head down, we definitely see that V. But a true Norwood 3 would be rounded up here, in addition to the round shape here. So this is more, it's not a true Norwood 3. It would be completely rounded in here and here. This is more of a V, and this isn't quite fully rounded off. So that's kind of where I adopt that Norwood 2.5 ray. So that's pretty much it. I'm looking in an actual mirror just to see if I missed any spots here. And in real life, this would take me like less than a minute to do, which I've made multiple videos on this channel doing basically a speed run of how long it takes to fix my hair. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty much it. What I like to do personally a lot of days is I like to just get the comb one more time and just kind of streamline everything right there while it's still got the pomade sort of drying in there like that. And it's funny because you'll see me have other videos that I do, and I'll be wearing this shirt, and this will be, we'll see how this ends up in the other videos and how that looks as a, in a different light, a different angle and that sort of thing. But there you go. In review, we have a Norwood 2.5. We've got some thinning going on in the front and in the back. We've got a 1.5 guard on the sides and the back. We've got 1.5 inches on top. There is some wave to my hair, and I've put in very little product. I didn't put it all in my hair. In fact, specifically in this crown area, I didn't put any in there really. I just like to reinforce the sides to sort of give more of a volume type of look to this. So I feel that, and keeping in mind I'm 39, so I think that's part of what is interesting about this, is for the most part, a lot of men who are 39 are not going to be daring and hashtag brave enough to get a hairstyle that is so much like a mohawk, and done the wrong way, especially with this color hair, could look like Bert from Sesame Street. But the way I've got that wave going on, and the way I didn't put the pomade all the way through, it's reinforcing this stuff in the middle here to have that. And now for the first time having an 1.5 inches on top, we've got a little bit more of a spiky sort of look. So whereas before, when it was 2 inches, just that extra ½ inch makes all the difference, doesn't it? But before, it was enough to where it could kind of lay down and create more of a straight across hairline, which this, I wanted to experiment. I wanted to embrace this hairline here and see how it looks. But what's funny is, and when I'm not standing right here in front of the camera, but when I'm standing even 3 foot away, it does actually kind of look more straight across. But again, it'll be interesting to see the upcoming videos, how this ends up looking from a more reasonable distance. And if you want to know if you are going to go bald, you have to ask yourself 5 questions and then tell me the answer. How do you get access to those 5 questions? The link in the video below, which also will take you to the next step, which is learning how you're actually being judged. Society judges you very harshly on 10 things. I'll tell you what those 10 things are. All you have to do is watch the video in the link right there.